Good evening. It's Wednesday night, which is our lighting chatting night. Light chat night? That's what I want to say, light chat night. And I've got a special guest tonight. I've got Edgar from ADJ. Good evening, Edgar.
Hey, good evening, John. How you doing?
Hey, doing well, doing very well.
Good.
You are in, of course, Los Angeles right now at the headquarters there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am here
Nice.
at ADJ headquarters in Los Angeles.
Nice. Now, I'm going to have to, I got to throw this out there because I literally, walking to the office, walked through 18 inches of snow.
Oh, don't make me do it.
when I told Lori, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go and talk to Edgar, who's in Los Angeles. And she's like, is that even right? It's like, it's beautiful down there. Oh.
Yeah, I've got the polo. I'm wearing some shorts. Now I'm wearing jeans, but no, it's beautiful outside right now. I think we're close to 80 degrees.
Oh man, oh, good. We'll get there eventually. You know, we have that 5 days in July. And then, but hey,
is that all you get?
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. But we're getting that time of the year now where we talked about a lot of lights at both LDI and NAMM. And now we're getting to the point where stuff is starting to come out, and I've been seeing a lot of cool things coming out here recently.
Yeah, John, you're right, and everything seems to be hitting all at once, and it's very exciting times. We started with, some of our new PARs and bars, like our Ultra bars that came out earlier in the year, and just recently our moving heads came in, like our new InnoSpot Pro, which we talked about earlier in the year, and also our InnoColor Beam Z7. Those are shipping now too, so just everywhere these products just keep coming in and shipping them out, and just all the excitement's there. So it's just good times right now.
Yeah, it's a great time out when you get to this time of the year, because then things are moving. And if for those of you watching, if you get a chance, you can go to the youtube.com/discjockey news. Edgar and I walked around the headquarters at the ADJ World Headquarters down there. Just an incredible facility. If you get a chance, go check that out. You just go into YouTube, type in ADJ headquarters. That'll get you to that video.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive. Very impressive.
That was fun.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of questions about some different gear. The last probably 3 or 4 shows that I've done, I've had people asking questions about DMX controllers, and what's some kind of semi-simple DMX controllers, and I think you've got one for us to look at tonight.
Yeah, actually, we do have some new controllers, and they go hand in hand with our new products, which are our Wi-Fi products. And our Wi-Fi products are pretty much our wireless DMX products. And the one I'll show you here is one of the cool new controllers. This is the Wi-Fi WLC16. And see if I could just bring this up close to the camera so you can check this out.
Yep.
But this is a very, very nice controller. It's 19-inch rack-mountable controller that you can put into your rack. And some of the features on this, you'll see, number one, the one that stands out the most is it actually does have 16 faders on here.
Yeah. Which
is great for a DMX controller because, with a lot of moving heads now, you're talking about anywhere between 10 to 14 channels standard to control a moving head. And it could be kind of difficult when you're changing between pages to get to, like, let's say the master dimmer or shutter. Where with this, with 16 faders all on board, you can get to any one of those DMX functions very easily. So that's one key thing about the Wi-Fi WLC16. Another great thing you'll notice is you can control up to 16 different fixtures, and since on each one of those fixtures you can do 32 channels, one of the great things about this is you have full 512 DMX channels control. So that's one full DMX universe with this controller. So aside from that, there's so many things about this, John, that are great. You also have an SD card that's already built into here. You can just remove that if you wanted to, which is so important, especially for light shows. You want to back up your show and have something saved just in case something happened.
Yeah.
So having that SD card capability is great. And you'll notice also that there's an antenna sticking out on here. Yeah, and exactly. This controller, this does have the Wi-Fi built into it. So if I was going to some of our new products like our Wi-Fi series PARs or bars, this is going to be able to talk to those right away without having to use any cables in between. So yeah, that's the brand new Wi-Fi WLC16.
But now if someone didn't have Wi-Fi lighting, they can still use that board just as a regular DMX board, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Just like here, I do have a Wi-Fi product that I'll show in just a second. I'm talking to that light using the Wi-Fi, but you'll notice I have a cable coming out of here too. I also have another fixture that isn't Wi-Fi compatible, and so I could just plug in a cable and I can use Wi-Fi and the cable port all at the same time, so they won't interfere with each other. That's a great thing about this.
Wow, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I didn't realize you could do the two together like that.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of range, when a person's using the Wi-Fi technology, what kind of range would they be getting, in a fairly, open room? Is it a 30-foot range? What would that be?
It's pretty incredible, John. It's about 300 feet, so imagine a whole football field. Yeah, yeah. It's of course in line of sight, like you said, in an open range kind of room where, as long as the antenna can see the other end, wherever the fixtures may be, that will definitely help your signal stay strong. But we've tested our Wi-Fi around the country at different warehouses, and we're going all the way down warehouses. And just, it's funny. You'll have one person with a controller, the other person with the light, and just keep moving back and back and back until you can't see the color changing anymore. But yeah, we've gone all the way to end of warehouses, and it's just a very strong signal. And of course, DMX, wireless DMX is one of the strongest Wi-Fi signals. So to have that in our Wi-Fi products is just great because it creates a very stable kind of light control for you.
Sure, sure. Now, when you've got that hooked up in a Wi-Fi, is it possible to check or change channels in that particular unit? So if there was, say, one that was being one channel that's full or what have you.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great thing about the Wi-Fi. You'll notice on our transceivers, which are little Wi-Fi transceiver boxes, you can actually switch. It has dip switches on there, so you can switch what channel mode it's going to be on, is a great thing because let's say I was using this for my moving heads, this controller,
Uh huh.
I could set this to channel one, and let's say I had our Wi-Fi W8C controller. With that, I can actually set that one to channel 2 or 4 so it doesn't interfere with my moving head. So I could be controlling on one channel all of my moving head fixture and on another channel all of my RGBA W or RGBA fixtures for uplighting or whatever you may have.
Sure.
Yeah, so it creates a lot of flexibility, especially if you're trying to create different looks during your light show. It's very
Hmm.
cool.
Interesting. So if you'd have the two controllers, now let's say you had your controller and a light, and if one was in essence on channel one and one was on two, they literally wouldn't talk to each other. There isn't any kind of bleed or anything like that.
No, and it's funny the way we realized that too, that how stable it was at a trade show, and one of the booths next to us, they were actually using some of our Wi-Fi products, and so when I was there, I was just setting my up lighting on the drapes and everything at our booth. They were like, "Hey, how come our lights are changing?" So we realized that we were both on channel one. So okay, let me just change my channel real quick. So I just changed to channel 4, and from there, they were able to have control in their booth, and I was controlling our booth, and no interference at all. So, yeah, it was a cool way to kind of see how that would happen, maybe in a real life, situation where you're going to have two different setups. So,
Yeah.
and it was nice to know that you could change it on the fly and really really easy, just changing the dip switch. Pretty much that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So now, looking at some of the lights that will control. Now, there's some new lighting that came out that had that Wi-Fi technology.
Mhm.
Um, I think you might have one of them. I think right there over your shoulder. It looks like is that one of the Wi-Fi units?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. This is one of our new fixtures here. This is the Wi-Fi Par QA5. And with the Wi-Fi Par QA5, you'll see there you have the 5 lenses on there.
Yeah.
And in each one of those lenses are 1 watt LEDs, which are red, green, blue, and amber. So altogether, that creates 5 watts per each one of these lenses. And you'll notice on the back here, you do have the Wi-Fi already built in. So instantly, all I got to do is just set this to whatever channel my Wi-Fi controller will be on, and I'll have instant control. So yeah, this is a newer fixture. We have these the Wi-Fi Park QA5 Wi-Fi, which came out about last year, and they were in black. And we just came out with this new version, which is kind of a pearl finish, very very nice white.
Yeah.
So in case you're using these for uplighting, let's say against white walls, these are great because yeah, as you can see there, if you put it against the white walls, it'll just flush right in.
Yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, it creates for a very clean kind of setup, and of course, with the battery built in and Wi-Fi built in, you don't have to worry about any cables. And with all of our Wi-Fi products, which have these lithium batteries built in, you're talking about at least 6 hours, and that's full on of battery life on this per event. So yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely get a long time out of this.
Yeah, and that was full on. And most of the time when a person's using that, I can't think of more than once or twice that I've done full on with any of my LED uplights.
Yeah, and one thing too to know about full on, sometimes it will mean, of course, full on, but also what'll work with that is like when you're doing color changing and color mixing,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going through all the LEDs, so that's gonna eat up the battery too.
Sure.
Let's see if I can get some color out of here real quick. So yeah, I don't know how it looks
It
on
looks
the,
a little pinkish.
yeah. So that's the red on there, and then
Yeah, we can
here
see
we
a,
have the green.
yeah, we had a blue there for a second and then green.
Yeah, there's blue, and here's amber. So this would be full on.
Now, over the last couple of years, we've done a lot of things with the Go series of lights. Now, what would be some of the big differences between one of the Go fixtures and the Wi-Fi series?
The Go fixtures are, just kind of like their name. They're easy to move around, and they're also battery operated. But those will be using 10 millimeter LEDs,
Okay.
so not as powerful as the 1 watts, but great for small tents and of course mobile DJ use. And also with the Go series, the actual housing on those cases were plastic,
Okay.
so which make them very lightweight. So kind of the name, Go series. Where with the Wi-Fi, talking about metal housing and just a sturdier design. So definitely more of a pro piece.
Yeah.
So
Very
that
nice.
would be the main difference between the Go and then our Wi-Fi products.
Sure, and it has full linkability with if a person wasn't using Wi-Fi, DMX in and out, and off you go with that.
Yeah, that's one great thing about it. You can use this as just a standard fixture if you wanted. Let's say you didn't have enough time to charge it. You can see here you still do have power in and out.
Nice
So
linking
that's a
well.
great, yeah. So you can
Yeah.
still link these, and keep in mind you can also link these when you're charging. So like my wall outlets at home, I only have 2 outlets, and a lot of times I don't have one of those power surges handy. Well, if I have ecom cables and I have, let's say, 6 of these, I can power and charge up to 6 of these off of 1 outlet. So
Wow.
that's
Nice.
that's a great thing about this. So and yeah, like you mentioned, the DMX in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't want to use Wi-Fi and I just wanted to use standard DMX, I could still do that. And you'll see here on the front, very easy to use menu. On this menu, you can go between DMX mode. And one great thing about our Wi-Fi products and pretty much all of our Go series products too. I don't know if it's really hard to see
Yep.
in the camera
I
there,
can see it.
but
Yep. I just hold it in the middle like that because that shows up on that little screen better.
okay, good. So when you don't use the menu for a while, maybe after like 10 seconds, it's automatically going to go to this screen here,
The
which is
battery.
showing, yeah, which is
Yep.
showing you the battery life. So right now it's showing it at 45%. I was doing a few demos today, so starting at about 8 in the morning till what is it now, 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I still got about half the battery life on this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very easy to use if I wanted to do just like master slave modes. If I want to do just standard color changing or mixing, I could do all of that with the menu there.
And with the quad color on that, comparing that to the 10 millimeter, the color mixing I would assume that's a lot different when you're talking the Wi-Fi
Oh
series.
yeah, yeah. Color mixing on any like kind of quad fixture is just incredible. Just because all the LEDs are kind of clustered together in each one of those cells, so it's very clean. And it's great, especially if you're kind of trying to do like, I mean, right here it might be kind of hard to see, but it's very nice pink.
Sure.
So yeah, I just absolutely love Wi-Fi products and all of our Go products because, especially as a wedding DJ, you can show up and just say, okay, here's a pink. If you're meeting with the bride and groom, and let's say they wanted a hotter pink or maybe a lighter pink, you can adjust all of it there. And once you have it set on your controller, you can show pretty much the dates of the event 30 minutes before, no problem. Of course, you wouldn't do that, but you can show up and just know that your light show will be ready to be set up in about 10 minutes or
Yeah.
15 minutes tops. So yeah, just awesome flexibility with these to be used, regular fixture with cables or without.
Yeah.
Just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now those are those shipping now, or are those
Yeah, they are shipping.
Oh, good, good. What's
Oh, and
the approximate map price? Any idea on that?
329.
Okay.
329. One thing I forgot to mention too, John, is it actually comes with this here, which is like a gel holder. It's a gel frame kit. So if I wanted to, I could just mount this on there. Now, one thing you can do with these is these already come with, I believe it's about a 40-degree beam angle, somewhere around there. I might be wrong, but it's a pretty narrow beam, just like a regular park can. You can use a diffusion gel, and you can actually place that over here with using this gel holder, and that'll actually diffuse the beam on there. So if you wanted to open it up, you can do that.
Wow.
Yeah, which is great. If you're putting these, let's say, underneath a table or something like that, like we've been doing. When you have just like this, you can have somewhat of a hot spot. So if I was using like a white skirt on a table, you're going to see a beam, and you're going to see a hot spot underneath. Well, if I use a diffusion gel, and those run, I think, about $10, it's going to diffuse the light, so you're going to get more of a wash. So especially if you're using underneath let's say, a table or a centerpiece or something like that, or even DJ facade, you're going to get more of an even wash of color, so without any hot spots. So that's one of the good things about having an included gel frame kit.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Now, that diffusion gel you're talking about, is that a hard, rigid plastic or a soft plastic? What is that? I guess I'm not sure I've seen one.
Yeah, it almost feels like vinyl. It's but it's very, very thin, so it's easy to cut. You can use just regular scissors, and you would just like a regular gel. You would what I would do is just place it in here and just cut around the frame. Yeah, and just do that. So
kind of relive the 80s there.
Yeah,
back
I know, right? Yeah,
when we did that.
Yeah, but with LED, it's not going to melt or anything. Like
exactly.
That, so
the heat's not there. So, and then of course that diffusion to be able to get that wider beam and such. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool. Sure. Very cool. Well, one last thing I want to see is of course when guys are doing these shows, we've got the flooding and we've got the control, but now what's a cool dance floor light? What do you got for us here tonight? Let's talk about some cool dance floor lights.
This is one of my favorite lights right now, John. This is the Visi Roller Beam 2R. Let me just back this up a little bit so you can see the full thing here.
Oh wow, that's a pretty substantial device.
Yeah, this is so with the Visi Roller Beam 2R. 2R, it's in its name. It's using a Philips Platinum 2R lamp.
Okay.
The 2R lamp is a gas discharge lamp, and that one's rated to be at about approximate compatibility with 160 watt like discharge fixture.
Okay.
So yeah, you get definitely a lot of power, and with this Visi Roller Beam 2R, you notice here it has a pretty unique kind of mirror on here.
Yeah.
So it's like a barrel mirror, but you'll notice it starts off kind of like a baseball bat. It's wider on the top and then on the bottom.
More of a cone shape, really.
Yeah, yeah. So what's nice about that is you get full 360 degrees infinite rotation on this mirror. So let me see if I can get some light out of here really quick. Yeah, just seeing that move around gets me already kind of excited for creating some madness. But so just like a regular kind of scanner, you have your panning, and you also have your tilt.
Oh, nice. So you can, definitely direct it around the room. Now you said that's with a 2R.
Yeah.
A 2R bulb in it. That's a little bit different. Now a lot of the fixtures, of course, we've gotten to LED, and they are, taking electricity from the wall is pretty much very minimal. What kind of wattage is that going to be taking, or amperage?
Yeah, a little bit more. So if you were going off, like, let's say an 8 amp circuit or something like that, you can do about 2 of these off of one circuit. So it's drawing about 4 amps, I believe.
3 to 4 amps, somewhere in the ballpark, sure.
Yeah.
But now we're talking probably, compared to LED, of much brighter, I would guess.
Oh yeah, much brighter output.
Now, does that light give a whiter white? We're not going to be able to tell, of course, on video, but is that a true white, or does it kind of have that bluish that an LED would? How would you describe it?
It's more of a true white. You don't really get any blue out of it. What's nice about this too is you do have different colors on here, which I'll go through.
So there's a color wheel inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the colors on here, John, they just absolutely pop. They're just super, super bright.
yeah.
I don't know hard to see that, but that's kind of like a magenta, cyan,
Mm-hmm.
nice orange. And let's see if I can get up here. That's a UV. Probably hard to see in there. I wish I
A
could
UV?
turn these lights. So yeah, this is a UV on here.
Oh, you're kidding. Wow.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. And there you have like a warm white.
Okay.
So there you have the warm white, and you'll notice the difference here. I'll switch back to the cool white
Oh,
to
yeah.
see how much brighter that is.
Yeah, you
So
can definitely see. Now, the warm white, is that has a filter and the cool white didn't, or was it the other way around?
yeah, so when it's just open, it gives you that cool white,
Okay.
and this is actually on the color wheel.
Okay.
And what's nice about this too, you actually you do have different gobos.
That's
So
what I was just gonna say. Now we've got some really
let's
cool
see. You
colors, but now, yeah, is our gobos?
can't see it there.
You can see a couple of spots.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look too good.
Yeah, it's a little tough to see.
But there it is, actually switching through gobos.
Mm-hmm.
And just show you really quick. Check this out. There's some of the infinite rotation on the mirror there. Just an incredible, incredible light.
So now I see it goes very fast. Now is that
Oh
is
yeah,
with your DMX controller? Is that can you control the speed of the rotation?
yeah, yeah. You have infinite rotation of either direction, and the way the control works is you can move it just like a regular, control, and then it starts jumping into the speed. So let's
Mm-hmm.
see. So there, it's going pretty fast, and all I'm doing is just moving the slider down a little bit,
Right.
or up. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and there I can adjust the speed. So just an awesome effect here. And just change the color back to this.
So with the proper gobo, you've got yourself like a replacement for a mirror ball for slow dances if you wanted to use it for that, as well as the exciting upbeat dances.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one of the cool things too, which you probably can't see, but it does
Oh
have
yeah,
a
rotating.
prism. That's a prism effect on there.
Oh, so okay, that's wow.
Yeah. So just imagine that, especially with a little bit of haze or fog.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these beams just circling around the room, and with 360 degrees of rotation, you get a lot of coverage out of this. One of my favorite ways of mounting this is not necessarily just like the way you're seeing it here, like
Right.
a traditional scanner, but almost thinking of it as like a moving head, where picture this being your yoke here,
Mm-hmm.
or your head. If it was shooting at you, that's when you're going to be seeing more of the power. So if you ever get a chance, next time if you're in the showroom, I'm going to be doing a new light show with these, and I'm going to have these all pointed at the crowd. And when they kick on, you're going to just be seeing all these tunnels and just spinning around fast
Hmm.
and slow and everything like that. But that's been one of my favorite ways of mounting these is kind of upside down and kind of using this to face at you instead of having the mirror reflect
Yeah.
at you. It's almost
Interesting.
in this kind of direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see videos and everything like that.
Yeah. It's
These are available now and they're shipping already. So just a matter of time before we can get a whole bunch of these in our showroom and just kind of do some
go
real
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now with this particular light, obviously you can change the number of DMX channels that it uses. When a person's if using a controller similar to what you showed us earlier, is there are there shows built in? So if you have a simple DMX controller, that you could still function with this light?
Yeah, it does have different channel modes. So right now I'm using it in the most basic mode. And in basic mode, you pretty much don't have micro pan or micro tilt.
Okay.
But with this kind of fixture, for me, for programming, I don't necessarily need that. I just need it to tilt or pan in the direction I need it. And really, it's just the spinning and
Mm-hmm.
creating a cool effect from there. But it does have some nice auto programs already built in.
Nice.
So if you didn't want to use a DMX controller, you could just select one of those programs, and it's just going to be going to either sound if you wanted to, or you could turn the sound activity off, and it'll just be going through its auto program on its own.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of cool built-in programs on these. So
Master
whether go ahead.
Master Slave also with that.
Oh yeah. If you were
Perfect.
just even without a controller, so if all you wanted to do is just use a DMX cable and link these together, so pretty much they look the same. you could just do that and kind of set it and forget it without having to do any programming.
Wow.
So yeah, right out the box, it's easy to use, but I definitely recommend a controller since it is an intelligent fixture. If you want to use a controller, so you can really maximize everything out of this fixture,
Mm-hmm.
especially having this and whether it's even the first dance. Just imagine having this just rotating very, very, very slow. That would just create for a really cool effect to have that circling around the bride and groom, just going
Yeah.
around as they're dancing or something like that. And then later when the crazy party starts, you can just have all these colors doing all that cool
Yep.
stuff. So
Yeah, but doing
yeah,
it.
it's just an awesome, unique fixture, and I really haven't seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of barrel fixtures, barrel mirror fixtures, but yeah, this roller beam 2R definitely it's got my attention now, and it's definitely one of my favorite fixtures
Yeah.
now.
What's the map pricing on that guy? You know right offhand?
This one here is about 16.99.
Okay.
16.99,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And as you saw there, I was not a very strong guy, but it's probably about 22 pounds.
Oh my,
Yeah, so
that is substantial.
very, very cool because anytime you were talking discharge fixtures, maybe about 10 years ago, you're talking about 40 to 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And to have a nice compact fixture like this with so much power and to weigh only that much, if I gotta go up on a ladder and mount this onto some truss or something, even having fear of heights like myself, I'm not gonna be really too worried about this because it's not heavy and it's not gonna have me sweating too much.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, so
Nice. Now you mentioned with the discharge lamp, of course. Remember with the older ones that you would not want to shake them or move them too terribly much, and you want the cooling off. Is that still a thing with the newer bulbs and things, or is that changed? Or
no, it's still the same, John, because it's still a gas discharge, so it's creating kind of a spark to create this light. So you definitely still do want to take care of the lamp as far as shutting down the dimmer and the lamp if possible before actually unplugging it. And all of that is in the manual to make sure to put that so you can get the most lamp life out of this. Um, we currently have two different Philips fixtures, which we have our 2R
mm-hmm.
and we also have our 5R. So between the two, the main differences are with the 5R, you're talking about 2,500 hours approximately of lamp life.
Okay.
One of the nice things about the 2R is these will last you about 10,000 hours if as long as you follow the guidelines is how to take care of the lamp and your fixture. You're talking about 10,000 hours of lamp life, which is
Wow.
very, very incredible for a discharge fixture.
For
You're
sure.
almost talking LED life.
Yeah.
So
Almost. Yeah. That's incredible.
yeah,
That's incredible. Now the difference between the 2R and the 5R, is there a brightness difference then between the two?
yeah, and it's one of those things where they're both great. Definitely when the 5R is on, it's an attention grabber.
Oh yeah.
But we have this also available in our VisiBeam Hybrid. It's a VisiBeam Hybrid 2R, which is a standard moving head.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I shoot the beam on that, if I'm using in trade shows, which huge halls and everything like that, that beam travels just as strong as a 5R. You would have to almost have one of those light readers or something like that to really see the difference
Yeah.
because yeah, my eye can't catch it,
Yeah.
but there's guys out there that can tell the difference. But honestly, yeah, between the 2R and 5R, the lamps they're great lamps, and
Yeah.
if you're trying to get something that's going to make a statement for your light show, whether you go with the 2R or 5R, just depending on your budget, whatever you go with, you can't go wrong with either one. I mean, anyone. So
Yeah.
just great fixtures.
Yeah. Very neat. Very neat. Well, thank you, Edgar, for showing us some of the new stuff that's
Oh, you got it.
getting out into the world. If people want to find out more information, where can they go to check out more lights?
Oh, of course, ADJ.com. ADJ.com, you can find links to our Europe site and also to our US site. And just so you know, we have offices now in Los Angeles and Miami.
Yeah,
So
I
if
saw
you're
that.
not if you're not signed up for our newsletters yet, definitely sign up because we're always doing really nice, cool events in Miami and also in LA. And a lot of them are open to the public. So we'd love to see everybody here, of course.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, once again, thank you, Edgar, and we will try to make this a regular segment if it works out for you.
I'm ready. We got so much new stuff, John. So you got to get ready.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you much, Edgar.
All right.
This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV. Good night.